Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update with me, Rebecca.meisl, coming through with your channeled guidance and important messages for the collective for this week of July 30th through to August 6th. Absolutely crazy that we're already going into a brand new month of August. That just seems wild to me. I feel like this summer is going way too fast. But I'm very excited to go into these themes for this week. We have some really beautiful themes, lots surrounding joy, really cultivating a life of love, and really learning how to drop into that law of attraction and utilize it for our highest good as we continue to heal and as we continue to move into compassion and grace. So really excited to dive in. So our first theme for the week is happiness and joy. Like, can we get any better than this? So huge of a theme this week. How can you prioritize the good things? How can you really maintain that focus on what lights you up, what brings you joy, what good is currently happening? Now, a lot of us might still be reeling a little bit from the intensive healing and purging that we've been going through the past week or more. I talked a lot about this on my social media. I had a video that I posted all about this Leo season and how some of us, we might really be getting triggered by that energy this week. And just to reiterate that, because I feel like some of you, if you've missed that, to just understand the past week, we've had a lot of these activations of exposure where we are feeling unworthy, where we are feeling not good enough, where we are feeling low on ourselves. Because with these energies of Leo, which is all about confidence, which is all about strength and really leaning into your greatness, we might have the opposite come forward, and it's all to help us purge that. It's all to help us move forward and cleanse and clear these past patterns of inadequacy. So if you've been hit with that this past week, it's been tough. I feel like so many people that I've been talking to have really been struggling with their self-worth. And this is why these energies are helping us really purge these feelings and helping us really step into that greatness and seeing our true value. So if this has been happening for you, it might be tough this week to kind of get yourself out of that. And what I'm really hearing, it's important while we go through these things of purging, these heavy healing moments, we also have to remember that there always is light. So there's always going to be that balance of darkness and light, these shadows and light. And so we need to remember, okay, I might be feeling this way. I'm going to do what's necessary for me to heal and to feel what I feel, but I'm also going to make sure that this week I'm still enjoying my life. I'm making space for that. I'm consciously putting my energy to things that light me up, because I don't deserve to continuously stay in this slump of inadequacy or in this slump of this deep emotion. I'm going to feel what I need to feel, but not stay longer than necessary. So we're really needing to get out of the practice of wallowing. And what was really coming through here was like sometimes we can stay in that space of negativity and not know how to really get out of it. So we stay there longer, prolonged suffering, right? And a lot of us are used to that, but we're needing to shake this up this week. We're needing to shift these things, and how we can do that and what's going to accelerate our healing in this process is finding that joy. So really focus on that this week. How can I prioritize the good things no matter what is going on in my life? And how can I move to a state of gratitude and self-salvation? So this was really cool. I'm going to read what channeled through here. Being grateful for the lessons of life and what past challenges have brought you. Okay, so this was super interesting. Obviously, when we go through challenges, we don't like it. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel nice to be challenged or to go through different things. And this healing that we're going through, it might be like that. We might not be feeling super happy, super peppy. We might be feeling heavy. But what's so beautiful is this week we're really being called to get that big picture and start seeing things more as how are they happening for us. So once again, the self-salvation, really learning to take back our power no matter what is happening. So even if hard things are coming up that you're going through, be mindful. What am I meant to learn in this instance? How is this happening for me? And how has my past brought this recognition of who I am now? So what was really coming through was a little bit of this review. So this week, if you have the past, revisit. If you find yourself being a little bit nostalgic and going over your past and your history and your challenges, really come to that gratitude for those lessons. How have they brought you forward? How have you grown? And what I really loved was what channeled right after this, recognition of just how far you have come, right? So we're getting this total 360, whereas before the past might have hurt us. Every time we went there, we might have been feeling broken or hurt or, hurt all over again, really. And when we revisit those things, it can really disempower us. But what I'm hearing is this week we're changing that narrative where we are actually looking back on our past and having gratitude for the lessons learned. We're seeing how far we have grown, how far we have come, how we have surmounted the challenges and come out of them stronger than before. So what channeled was take a look at the past 5 years of your life. How have you changed? What has shifted? Okay, this was so beautiful. So do that this week. Take some time to just ponder. What challenges have you overcome the past 5 years? What has happened? What came up for you? What did you learn? And I'm actually hearing it's important you review these years because it's going to help embolden you and it's going to help you really learn your lessons from the past 5 years. Because I'm hearing some of us, we've really taken a lot from the past 5 years. We've really grown a lot. The energies have really been accelerated a lot. And with that, it's important that we review these things so we make sure that we get every jewel that's possible to dig up from that past, from those experiences. So they're really impressing the point of reviewing because that will help us get a greater understanding and come back to those lessons. What was I actually being taught? If I take a step back, get the bird's eye view, what was I learning and how did I learn from it, right? So really seeing that a lot of beauty is going to come from that. And if there is any purging that's necessary, you're going to be doing that as well. So very healing for us this week. So I'm loving this. So what channeled next was you are now coming out of turmoil. You've done the work necessary. It's time to let yourself step into your greatness. And what came through here was this celebratory energy. So they were showing me someone dancing, somebody singing, like just letting go, just releasing and really enjoying themselves. So this celebratory energy is very, very strong and highlighted this week. So once you go through this review, once you really pour over those lessons learned, it's time to celebrate yourself. It's time to really celebrate all that you have done, all that you have accomplished, all that you have overcome. And they're really bringing out how we as human beings don't really know how to celebrate at the appropriate time. Because they're kind of showing me like, we continually have these unrealistic expectations. So a lot of us, we never end up actually celebrating our wins, even our little accomplishments. And they're saying these little steps are all worth celebrating. And especially this time frame when we are going over the past 5 years, that's 5 years of our lives that we have been dedicated, that we've been doing the work. And we need to start honoring what we have done, okay? So many of us, if we've been really doing that work, there's going to be a lot that's going to be showing up those past 5 years. So I'm really hearing honor that. Allow yourself to celebrate it and really shift this new perspective. So every time you take a step further in the right direction, in the direction of your dreams, in the direction of your healing, really celebrate yourself and learn how to do that, right? So they're almost going like, learn how to reward yourself in healthy ways. Learn how to cultivate self-encouragement, becoming your best friend, your cheerleader for life. Every little thing you succeed in, give yourself that pat on the back. Celebrate your failures because they help you learn. So I'm really hearing we're learning how to properly celebrate life and our accomplishments. So what's so beautiful is now we have this theme of how can you continue to build a life of love, okay? So every corner of your life and existence deserves to be completely encased in love. So what was coming through here was like literally looking at each area of your life, your relationships, your finances, your relationship with yourself, your work, your career, all of those avenues in your life. Where do you need to infuse more love? Where do you need to bring more awareness to where you might be sabotaging or where you might be still holding on to narratives that aren't based in love, okay? So what channeled was keep leaning into what is most loving for you. Be gentle and move with grace. Life will always have its challenges, but now you know how to move through them in love and in compassion. So this was so beautiful. If we've been really doing that work, and that's what I was really feeling, is a lot of us are, we're trying to cultivate more understanding for ourselves. We're trying to cultivate more compassion in our human experience. And it's really beautiful. It's paying off, okay? So continue to move through in those qualities and allow room for growth in this understanding. We are all learning. So this is something that just never fails to come up consistently, which is that compassion and allowing yourself to grow in that. So we're really learning how to do that. So allow growth in that. If you still struggle, if you still have those feelings of lack, of inadequacy this week, if you're still being really hard on yourself and you're like, I don't know how to love myself, I don't know how to infuse love in these areas of my life. If you're feeling overwhelmed by that, give yourself that grace and be like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm learning. We're all learning this, okay? We're practicing, okay? So give yourself a break. So it says we're purging the lower vibrations of lack, the feelings of not enough, of shame and blame, and dropping into forgiveness, okay? So this is huge, okay? We cannot take this theme lightly because this is actually massive shift that we are going through right now. And we need to understand that these themes are very dominant, and we need to start really getting that picture in our current reality and coming to the awareness of where these shifts are really taking place for us. So what has been recently coming up for you? What areas have been triggering you in your life? What relationships? Is it your relationship with money? Is it your relationship with yourself, your family, your partner? Just your relationship with the universe even? Where are we still blaming? Where are we still unforgiving? Where are we still lacking understanding and compassion? Okay, we're needing to learn how to drop the judgment and come back to a place of love and forgiveness. Because what they're really bringing in is more of this forgiveness surrounding our hurts, okay? Because a lot of us have been hurt by the narratives of the past. We all carry hurts as human beings, And what we are seeing rise up is this hurt. And a lot of it is to do with this theme of not being good enough or feeling inadequate, or even bullying is coming in, where you've been bullied, you've been shamed for not being who they felt you should be. And with that, those wounds might really be rising, okay? So really be mindful. Where am I still hurt? And where do I need to drop into compassion for myself, but also the human condition and those who have unknowingly perhaps hurt us, okay? So they're bringing in this awareness. Drop into forgiveness this week. And this might be a challenge, okay? Well, I'm not gonna lie, this could be challenging. We are relearning how to live in love. And that means we have to let go of all that hurts us, all the blame and judgment that we're still harvesting and holding on to, okay? Because that is hurting us. So if we are setting intentions to love ourselves, that means we have to stop punishing ourselves. And that means holding on to resentment, holding on to hurt, holding on to anger, okay? So if these things come up, be aware, oh, okay, I'm still upset about this. I'm still hurt about this. And they're just showing me someone having this real raw cry, okay? So if that comes up for yourself let it out. Let out those emotions of hurt. And it feels like it's such a deep hurt, but I feel like we are going to be purging this. So allow yourself the patience with yourself. Let this healing happen, because we're really learning how to let go and surrender these pains. So it channeled here was be patient with yourself as you learn and grow. Okay, so really important, do not judge yourself this week. Okay, huge side message here. Release judgment of yourself. Release judgment of your emotions. If anger comes up, if hurt comes up from even years and years ago, don't tell yourself you should be over it. Don't tell yourself you shouldn't be feeling these things. You feel how you feel, and this in fact is an honoring of just how far you've come. You're purging even these past things at this time. So recognize the growth in this. Release judgment. Drop into that compassion. So what they were showing me visually was this little toddler learning how to walk. And when we see a little toddler and they're just starting, they're going to be wobbly. They're going to fall down. They're not going to be perfect at walking right off the fly. It takes daily practice, and it takes daily encouragement from their parents, from their guardians, right? Positive reinforcement. So likewise, we cannot expect when we're learning love, when we are really learning unconditional love as human beings, and we're relearning this, we really are, we can't expect we're going to go perfectly into this journey. We're going to wobble, we're going to fall, there's going to be moments where we're like, oh my goodness, and we have to give ourselves that awareness and give ourselves that break, so to speak, where it's like, okay, I'm learning. So what channeled was, you're taking your first steps. Practice love, practice compassion, practice understanding. Notice that there's no expectations here. The universe is never looking at you and going, well, you really mucked that up. You didn't do a good enough job. Look how she's still angry, or look how she's still feeling these negative emotions. The universe is never looking at you like that. So why are you putting these narratives upon yourself? Why are you holding yourself to impossible standards that negate your humanness, that make you feel like, hey, you shouldn't be feeling how you feel? You're just being a human being. And no matter how far you are in your journey, no matter how spiritually advanced, evolved, everybody is human. So stop putting people on a pedestal. Stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to an impossible standard, and allow yourself to drop into the emotion this week. Give yourself that grace. I'm learning. I'm practicing this. And that means I don't have to be perfect. Okay, so past trauma is going to be reappearing this week, and it's all coming through for recognition and for healing, okay? And a lot of this is karmic, okay? Huge theme of karmic energy the past few weeks, I must say. A lot of past life healing, a lot of ancestral healing coming through as well. So really be mindful. What we are healing is absolutely huge, and this is on a collective level, okay? On this collective level, we are literally purging all the trauma, all the hurt, all the pain surrounding these themes of not enough, of not being enough, of not being able to be our true selves. Notice how powerful that is. Okay, so this is huge, what we are each doing, and we're all playing a role in this. And they're just showing me our energies and how our vibrations are contributing to this healing. So each of us matters, okay? Get that picture in your head this week. Every time I purge something, every time I take an action in self-love, every time I give myself grace and compassion, I am putting that vibration of healing and love and compassion out into this world. Each of us holds that power, and collectively, when all of us do that, it is making huge impact in raising this vibration. So we need to have the awareness that we are releasing huge karmic cycles, not only for ourselves, but for the world as a collective, for humanity as a collective. We're releasing these things. So we're stepping out from the fear and we're stepping into our power. Okay, so this moves into our next theme, which is all around abundance and really claiming our own salvation. All right, so we are learning that we are our own salvation. We are our own savior. You can bring yourself to wholeness. Nothing has ever been gone or missing. You've been you all along. You just forgot. So this is so powerful, this message. So oftentimes we've been taught and we've been programmed that we need a savior, that we need someone to come in and make everything right, that will patch us up and send us on our way again, that will save humanity. Okay, this story goes far and far and far. So with that, we need to have this understanding that we have to come back to our power and ownership of our own lives and recognize that sure, we all need encouragement. Sure, we all need support, and that is very necessary as a human being. But we have to come to this understanding that we are very powerful and that it is up to us to do the healing that we need to do. It is up to us to take responsible action towards our healing journey and our forward goals. We can save ourselves, and in fact, we are the only ones who truly can. So really recognize where you might be looking for love and for saving outside of yourself this week. Where are you giving away your power, and where are you not seeing that you are capable and that you have this responsibility to yourself and you owe to yourself to come back to your completeness. So they really were showing me how sometimes we can have this viewpoint that pieces of ourselves are lost, or we feel empty, or we feel something's missing. And it doesn't mean that you yourself are missing, okay? It doesn't mean that you yourself as a soul is gone, that parts of you are gone. It's a remembrance that we are going through. So what they were really showing me is all of us are complete, but it's the illusions that the societal standards and these programs and conditioning have brought upon us that make us believe that parts of us aren't available to ourselves. And a huge part of that is our own power. our own ability to love ourselves and meet our own needs, right? So really notice where these illusions are really gripping into you and where you're still holding on to these belief systems that are disempowering, okay? Really begin to dive into that. Where am I giving my power away? Where do I feel like I have sacrificed or I have left behind a part of myself? All we have to do is remember that we are already whole. We are already complete. We just have to search within ourselves instead of outside of ourselves. Okay? So when we do this, we're having this beautiful remembrance that begins to happen. Re-emergence of past gifts. So this was a huge, beautiful theme that was coming through. So they were showing me many past lifetimes where we've had talents, where we've done a lot of work in those lives. And what was really coming through was these talents and abilities and psychic powers that have been untapped, that we are going to be tapping into the next little while. So be very mindful of these things, these gifts, these emerging things that start popping up this week. So lifetime talents and psychic power, unleashing your untapped potentials. Where have you been doubting your connection? Where have you been doubting your spiritual right? Okay, this was so cool because a lot of times when we think of talents and stuff like that, we can really think of those things like singing, dancing, music. Those are the things that kind of pop up in my head right away. And that very well could be for you. But what was really interesting and what they wanted to focus in on was our spiritual gifts, our spiritual talents, okay? Because each of us are unique. Each of us has our own way of receiving and interpreting and connecting. So where have we been doubting that we can do that? This was so, so beautiful. Where are we doubting our spiritual right? Now, I'm going to read what channeled. Your right is to connect. You never need to beg or ask. It is an inherent part of you. No one is without it. Where do you still believe that you are not part of the oneness of all that is? Where are you still participating in the ideologies of separation? Own your power and your godly connection. So I love this so, so much, and it's really showing up on where we have gotten in our own way. Okay, so once more, huge theme of illusions this week, really coming down to the awareness, what is true? Okay, what is actually true, and what have I just been conditioned to believe? So a lot of us have had these beliefs that separate us from our spiritual divinity, from our right to connect with the universe. So many of us can look at very spiritually advanced people as an example, who see spirits, who, are very gifted psychically, whatever the case may be. And we might feel envious of that. We might be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could connect that way. Or, oh my goodness, like, look how wonderful this person is with their spiritual connection. And we might feel, once again, unworthy. We might feel inadequate. Like, oh, wow, I certainly don't reach that bar. And we might start comparing. And some of us might even doubt that we can connect at all. But recognize that it is your right to connect, and you absolutely can. Sometimes it just takes the willingness and the openness to recognize that you're worthy, that you can, that this is accessible to you. Our beliefs hold so much power. So this week we need to assess them. What beliefs are standing in the way of my connection with this universe? What beliefs are telling me that I'm not good enough, that I can't? But when I go into my heart, I know I have this desire. So recognize if you have a spiritual calling, well, that's there for a reason, my friend. It's not just there by accident. That's in you. It's in every single one of us. But once again, where have we been brainwashed to believe we can't? So we need to come to this awareness. Where are we still participating in separation? Where are we making ourselves the exception? Oh, I'm not part of the one. I'm not one with everybody in the universe itself. I can't connect. Oh, of course you can. That's what the universe is saying to you this week. Of course you can. You were created. You were brought into this world for a reason. Stop denying your worth. Stop denying that you're capable. Stop denying your power. Okay? So really go into those belief systems. Where are you the only one that's getting in your own way? Okay? So recognize and question every narrative humanity states as fact. What is true for you? What is true for you? That's powerful. When we come into this world, we come in with these set standards for our lives through family dynamics, through society, through religion, through wherever. This is how you must live. And we all accept it without question. And a lot of people still do until they start having more of this awakening experience. And it's so important as we move through these spiritual awakenings and these shifts that we start independently asking ourselves, what is resonating for me now as an individual? We need to remove ourselves from the normal, from what society and even the people around us have dictated as acceptable, non-acceptable. We need to go into those rules for our lives and where we're still living confined within them. Are there things that you're still living with that really don't resonate with who you are? Have you noticed yourself feeling frustrated? Have you noticed yourself feeling angry? If those things have been coming up in your life, well, where has a boundary been crossed in your personal integrity, in your personal belief systems? Where are you needing to question those narratives and those beliefs and standards that you're holding yourself to? Very deep stuff, but necessary. So once again, what is humanity stated as fact? But is it real fact for you? Right? So go into that truth. Go into your personal truth and integrity. What feels right in your heart? What feels right in your soul? Okay? And come to this awareness that you are limitless. Okay? So once again, a lot of these beliefs have been put in to disempower us. And we need to recognize we have limitless potential. So what channeled was, you are limitless. Identify where you are still feeding into that illusion that you aren't. Reclaim you. Reclaim your life. Reclaim your own rules. Release the seriousness and drop into the energy of play. I love this so much because sometimes, once again, we can get very serious on our spiritual path, but we cannot keep living life in just that one state. We need to have fun. We need to be playful when it comes to this, because sometimes this can become overwhelming, where it's like, oh my gosh, where am I still feeding into this narrative? And oh my gosh, there's so many overwhelming things I need to go through now. It's like, no, don't take that approach. Allow yourself to remove the need to fix yourself or fix anything or work at this. How can we take the playful approach? Okay, if this is bothering me, and if I'm not resonating with that, how can I put on this exploration of self, this attitude of the adventurer, the childlike experience, where it's like, how can I infuse fun and playfulness into this journey? How can I start exploring what does resonate for me? So once again, you don't need to have everything figured out. And we're moving through a very strong narrative of reclaiming our belief systems and what is really true for us. So through this journey, it's going to take time. So we need to allow ourselves the patience to do this exploration and have the fun in there. So try new things, lean into what is really calling you at this time. And what was so cute was like, make up the rules as you go along. Let joy lead the way. Okay, so release the seriousness, release the need to have all the answers. We're going through huge self-discovery. So allow yourself that awareness and openness to experience life like you never have before through this lens of beauty, through this lens of playfulness and adventure. Okay? So from there, we move into this beautiful theme of identifying your true desires. So what feels right for me? If there were no limits, if there were limitless possibilities, what would I do? Okay, so if you've been feeling stuck lately, start removing those limits you put on yourself. Start removing those belief systems that say you're stuck. You're never stuck. You're always right where you need to be. Once again, we can remove those bars. We can remove the cage that we put around ourselves. It's just a simple shift in perspective where it's like, oh, okay, I'm being called to change things up right now. I'm being called to create change. I'm being called to reclaim my power and free myself. Okay, so remove those invisible bars. Rediscover joy. Release adversity that is no longer your path. I love this so much. Oh, just makes me so happy to hear this. Release adversity. So with this big one, it's like we might have only known life to be a constant roller coaster. We may have only known life to be adversity and challenge. But this is where we're being called to make change. We don't have to live that narrative anymore. We can completely shift our views. We can completely shift our perspectives and our vibration. Okay? So this is the learning we're doing. We are totally relearning our rules for life. And this requires self-commitment. So what was really cool is they were actually showing me a wedding, and immediately that's popped in. Commitment. Commit to yourself and your life of love. Put a ring on it. Remember your dedication. So this was so beautiful because they were actually showing me, us doing that, like getting something symbolic for ourselves. I know for me, when I first started my spiritual journey, I actually got a tattoo, and the tattoo, whenever I was to look at it, it was my reminder to stay true to myself. That was my self-commitment. So whenever I look at my tattoo, that's what I think is, oh yeah, me. I'm living life for me. So I was actually seeing that be very beautiful to do for ourselves this week, is getting ourselves something. So whether you get yourself a piece of jewelry, whether you do something, as open as a tattoo if you wish. But that being said, what can you do to have a reminder of your commitment to your growth, to yourself? What can you do to fully commit? And I love how they said put a ring on it, right? Because when we get married, that's the whole tradition, is we're giving our lives to this individual through thick and thin, right? Through the hard times, through the good times. We are going to remain dedicated. And that's what really was coming through, was how can we dedicate that sort of ferocity of that, extent of that dedication to ourselves in the same way. All right, so it's really beautiful. We're fully committing to our journey. We're fully committing to ourselves. And with this, transformation occurs. So I was really being shown the phoenix here. I was really feeling that transformation energy. And it really is, it's a 360 shift. So how we've been living before into what we're truly moving into now. And so it was really cool. If you're struggling identifying your true desires and really establishing that commitment to yourself, we might be wondering that, like, Where do I need to commit? What does that look like when I commit fully to myself and my dreams? So they're kind of bringing this example of us kind of feeling a little lost, because we're discovering ourselves. We're perhaps questioning things that we haven't before. So with that, once again, we got to put that explorer hat on again and go, okay, what feels good for me? What did I really love as a child, as an example? So we're bringing in this correlation of our childhood and what brought us joy as a child. And a lot of times that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing in adulthood. So it's like, what did you spend most of your time doing as a child? What is it that you loved doing as a child? And they were bringing in this correlation, like, you were the purest state you ever were as a child. So whatever you were doing is very much what you more than likely still should be doing to this day. So rediscover that joy, rediscover those desires for life, and really listen to your soul, listen to your heart. Where have I been being called, right? So go back to the beginning, revisit those childhood dreams, and step into that confidence. I am totally capable of making my dreams come true. Where that Leo energy is really, really coming in strong, with stepping into our greatness fully. And this is going to propel that confidence. This is going to propel that courage to really start going after our dreams. So with this, it might require a little bit of this reparenting. Okay, so what was really coming through here was this law of attraction energy. We need to be aware that we're in this Lion Gate portal right now. So what we are dwelling upon is really going to rapidly manifest. So we need to have this awareness this week that our dreams are very important to review at this time and to lean into the possibilities for ourselves. Now, when this happens, some healing might occur, because we're going to have these old tendencies, these old programs that are going to get triggered in this. And a lot of times that happens when we actually go into really creating our dream life, really moving into our goals and ambitions. We might have that fear of success that comes in. We might have those feelings of inadequacy that are going to challenge us again. Can we really do it? Can we really deserve all the goodness in life? And so notice those things as you lean into these dreams that you create for yourself and that you review this week. So give yourself permission this time to rewrite the story. So once again, we keep getting this strong message that we're in a new chapter now. Things are not going to go the same way as they have previously, because I keep feeling this energy of like, well, why bother, because it never works out. Now, if this has been your story for years and years, we need to recognize that we have that power to once again cut the cord to that story, to release that from our lives. We do not have to continue that theme, right? We have free will. So as much as the energetics have shifted, we need to recognize the power once again of what we believe. Okay, that's what we're going to attract. Who we are now in this vibration is what we are going to attract. So we have to have this awareness. If I am attracting negative things in my life right now, then where do I have belief systems saying that I deserve to experience this negative thing? Right? So we have to bring this awareness in, and this is going to really make shifts and changes the more we remove these belief systems from the root and heal them. So a big one they wanted to talk about was our viewpoints on money. Okay, where do we believe that money has a limit? Where do we believe that we are not worthy of money? Okay, and where are you reflecting that in your bank account? Okay, where is your bank account reflecting that belief system? Okay, so if you're in a state of deficit or debt, where do you believe you deserve punishment, that you don't deserve good things? Where have you not forgiven yourself? Okay, those are things that sometimes we do not relate with our finances, but that is just one other area that our lives can reflect where we feel we're not deserving of being supported, where we don't feel deserving of truly having a good, fulfilling life where all of our needs are met. Okay, so this is one example that our bank account, that our finances could be telling us where we hold this belief of inadequacy. So what was really coming through here is with your money, start shifting that narrative by saving, by doing self-investments and self-care. Okay, so what was really cool with this was coming through this theme of organization of your finances and really getting to that state of deservingness, because when we pay ourselves first, we are then telling the universe and we are showing through action that we deserve to be supported, that our dreams deserve to be supported, that we deserve to live a good life, right? So every time we invest in ourselves, we're doing the same thing. I'm investing in my healing. I'm investing in my education. I'm investing in my dreams. Once again, we're taking action and we're stepping into that vibration, showing the universe that we're now ready to deserve goodness. We are ready to be put first. When we participate in self-care, right? Making sure our needs are met. Once again, we're telling the universe, okay, universe, I'm willing to have my needs met. I am ready to receive goodness in my life. So once again, where are you directing your funds? Where are you placing your energy? Where is your vibration? Okay, so once again, that law of attraction here, very, very key to keep in mind. Okay, so make those shifts, make those changes. Where are you saying truly in your life, and where is this reflecting, I don't deserve? I deserve punishment. I don't deserve good things. I don't deserve to have my needs met. So once again, pour over your daily life. Where are you in last place? Do you meet your needs first? So if you don't, why do you think the universe will? It's all on our vibration. It doesn't work on reward. We are our own savior, right? So we have to release any resentment we have with the universe or with others at this time. And that's what's really coming through for healing as well. Where are we responsible for our own lot in life, right? We have to take ownership of these belief systems stemming in lack. The universe would love to give you everything you want, but are you open to receiving everything you want? So the best way to go is take those steps. Where in my life is reflecting lack? When I move into my dreams, how do I feel? Do I feel deserving of them? Right? Where am I feeling resistance with my dreams? Right? So we're clearing these energetic pathways. We're rising our vibration, and we're coming back to this worthiness aspect. So trust money is always available. It's just one stream of how we can be supported. So work with worthiness. I deserve to be supported. And follow through in your actions every single day. Show the universe and shift the vibration. So this is going to require some reparenting. This is going to help us heal away these addictive behaviors of self-sabotage, of worry, of stress, right? These are things, if they come up this week, don't be surprised, but let them cleanse. Realize that you're purging these things so you can step up and level up and really move into your greatness. So my friends, this is a long one this week, but that's pretty much all I have for you. Maintain that gratitude. Maintain your stance of living life on your terms, fully empowered. This is what you deserve. Don't forget it. So my friends, have a beautiful and blessed week. If I can support you in any means, please connect with me. I have some openings this week for some sessions. I've opened up some days that I normally don't have open. So please let me know if you'd like to book a slot, if you are needing support, if you need to have that investment in yourself. Let me be there for you. Sending you all so much love and light. Have a beautiful and blessed week. Bye.